Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create the famous soap brow look. I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks you need to know, but we're also going to discuss the downsides. Remember the overplucked eyebrows of the 90s? Thank God they're long gone and nobody misses them. And the proof is that more and more people are trying to fake fuller eyebrows. Now, the best way to do that is with this technique called soap brows. I'm going to start this video by talking about the downsides because sometimes these are the most important things that we need to know before starting anything. So first and foremost, what you need to know is that soap brows is not for everybody, and that's okay. But if you want to make sure it's suitable for you, you have to be super careful and know in advance that soap might irritate and it might dry your skin. So what I would recommend is to do a patch test and just to make sure that your skin is okay with applying soap. Now that we know soap brows is in fact for you, the next thing you should know is how to pick your soap. First and most important, the soap has to be transparent or translucent because soap in combination with water might change its color and you might end up with white pasty eyebrows. Next thing you should know is that if you have in fact a pretty sensitive skin, the best thing to do is to pick a soap with glycerin. Glycerin is very good for your skin, and especially if you're going to overuse this technique. Now that we sorted out the soap, the next thing we need to do is sort out the spoolie or the brush. I own 3 types of brushes and I'm going to explain why I picked the one that I picked. This is a traditional disposable spoolie. This disposable spoolie is not ideal and that's because it doesn't separate your hairs and instead it makes them stick together. Next brush is the 7B brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is actually a very good brush that I would recommend if it wasn't for the better one, which is this one, the Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now that we have the tools, we can start talking about the technique. I picked a very cheap brow soap, got it off of Amazon. This is what it looks like. It was about $7. Now the next step is to wet either the brush or the soap. Now there's also 2 options for wetting the soap. The first one is just spraying a little bit of setting spray on the soap. The second one is spraying water. I'm going to use this bottle just because it has the spray. It has just regular water in it, and I'm going to spray the soap. First step is to brush the eyebrow. The brush is completely dry. I don't have anything on it. I just like to brush the eyebrows before just to get them a little bit in shape and ready for the process. Now what you want to do is pick up product, meaning soap, with your brush. And now I'm going to start brushing the eyebrows upwards. We can start pushing down a little bit just to make sure the product stays. Now if you feel that the eyebrows are still a little bit wet, give the soap a moment so that it dries off. Once you feel that the soap is dry, you can start giving the eyebrows a shape. And you're going to use the same spoolie. What you're going to do is run the brush horizontally across the tip of the eyebrow and just curving the tips. Once you have the right shape, the next thing you need to do is fill in the sparse areas. And you can either use a brow pencil or a brow powder. What I'm going to use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Duo in the shade Taupe. I'm going to start by using the lighter shade. And when I get to this area, I'm going to switch to the darker shade. So this eyebrow is done. I just wanted to show you the difference between the soap eyebrow and the natural eyebrow. This is still a very natural looking eyebrow, even though for people with thinner eyebrows this might take a little time and you might only want to use it for certain occasions. Like for me, for example, I do have a few eyebrow techniques and I don't use this one every day just because it takes a little time, but it is definitely my favorite technique. The soap brow technique is pretty simple. Just make sure you don't use too much soap, as it could be rough and you could accidentally pull hairs. Also, if your eyebrows don't stay in place, that means you're using too little product. As I said, the soap brow technique, it's not the only technique I use for eyebrows, so make sure you check out my other videos. You might find a few tips and tricks, not only for eyebrows but also for hair and makeup. Let me know in the comments if you have tried the soap brow look and whether you liked it or not. I will see you next time with more tips and tricks. Mwah!